So, I am a binge drinking alcoholic. Good morning and welcome to In the Car with Clint number 78. The last day of the week, Friday, the last day of Men's Mental Health Week. And today I'm going to talk to you about my relationship with alcohol and how I consider myself, and always will consider myself, a binge drinking alcoholic. Now, for me, my relationship with alcohol goes back to, look, to be honest, I guess alcohol's been around my life, most of my life, and I probably started drinking when I was late 14, like as in my 14 and 3/4 kind of period. That's when I started working, that's when I started having an income. And that's when you start, go to a mate's house, have a beer. Everyone's obviously had those friends that, their parents were a little bit more liberal, and so you would have beers. And then it goes into work, and I guess you start drinking after work, or you have drinks on Fridays, and then it becomes just this societal norm to have drinks. And then there was a period where we were drinking, I think in my early 20s, we were drinking a bottle of vodka a night, and playing Xbox. And then you move into sales positions, and obviously sales roles always have you're going to events and you're drinking, and you don't have to drink, but I often say that I built WaterPro on the back of a bottle of scotch. A lot of my deals were done over drinks. A lot of my relationship development was done in a pub or at Adelaide Oval or at an event, and there was alcohol. And surely I could have done it without it, but I didn't want to. I enjoyed being drunk. I would have one drink and then have two drinks, and I shit you not, there would be periods of time where I would have had 30 standard drinks and sometimes 40 standard drinks in one night. And I became a professional at being hungover. I would always have Hydrolite and Barocca and Panadol Extra with me, and I was doughy and shit. Now, today, I'm better. I'm not completely better. I still think about alcohol. I still struggle with alcohol. Yesterday I talked about anxiety, or the day before, and obviously alcohol for me has a direct connection to anxiety. I'm pretty confident that medically alcohol is a direct connection to anxiety, and a lot of people I know that have suffered from from anxiety have completely removed alcohol from their lives, and they are better for it. Now, this year, last year, April, peak of COVID, was when I probably got at my worst, and I was back to drinking about 20 standard drinks a day. Now, for anyone, any of you out there that are part of that repping scene, or in a footy club, or going out with your mates and drinking, 20 standard drinks doesn't sound like much. You have half a bottle of vodka before you go to town, and then off you go. I'm 38 years old now, and my body's just not reacting the same as it used to. I'm not happy after drinking, so I decided that I needed to do something about it. Now, I've had a lot of people around me that have gone through similar things. I've been lucky enough to I guess have people reach out to me with different tips and tricks around alcohol relationship management, which sounds really weird, and this is all because I've been talking. I've been openly talking, struggling with alcohol, drinking too much, got to stop drinking so much. And it was always interesting when people would come to you and go, why can't you just have one? At the start of this video I said I'm a binge drinking alcoholic. I can go months without a drink, but when I have one, I have many. Now, I believe that part of me has changed and it's gone. But I feel like I'll always call myself a binge drinking alcoholic, and I know that labeling myself is probably not healthy from an NLP standpoint, and I probably will need to change that. But it's better. Now, the reason that it's better, and this is probably the best part about this, is because I made conscious decisions around how to manage that. So I'm going to try and give you a few tips if you are struggling with excessive alcohol consumption that may help you with it. So first of all, you need to identify if you are having a problem. Now, I knew I was having a problem. I didn't want to go to Alcoholics Anonymous or go see a counselor or anything. I felt that I had enough personal willpower to deal with it. 20 or 25 years of binge drinking proved I didn't, but you know, maybe not. Maybe it just took me to get into my late 30s to be able to control it. So I identified that I had a problem. That's first. Then, where are you going to go for help? Obviously, the internet is full of potential solutions. There's a couple of books that I listened to on audio that I will link up in the comments of the video or somehow put them somewhere. I don't have them right in front of me. And they gave me lots of different tips and tricks. So, listen to those audio books and discovered for me that if I could set some, like basically say I'm not drinking for this period, I'd be fine. And then I had in the early stages things to drink or things to eat to replace what I thought were cravings for alcohol. So you'll find if you've got even a food addiction that sometimes you're just thirsty and you're better off drinking water. Your body's, the craving for water is actually like appearing as a craving for food. For me, alcohol was probably the same. The craving for alcohol was actually the craving for sugar, because alcohol's got so much sugar in it that if I was able to have a sarsaparilla or a Heineken Zero, or there's some unbelievably good zero alcohol craft beers out at the moment. What's that one? Anyway, I'll link them up as well. And just having them around just made it easier. Then talking to people about it and letting them know that I struggle with alcohol and that I can't drink, because you'd have people come up to you and go, just have one, just have one. You're like, no shit, yeah, just have one. If I could just have one, I would just have one. I can't just have one. I'm a fucking alcoholic, all right? I never said that. But it's just important that the people around you understand what you're going through. So talk to people about it and say, look, I'm not drinking. And then you know what you'll find? Other people will be like, you know what, man, I've been struggling as well, and I don't want to drink. Let's not drink together. And that happened. I went to an event here and I took 2 6-packs of zero alcohol beer, and 3 or 4 people had it. And they're like, this is pretty good. I've been thinking about not drinking as well. Because there is no way in the world, unless you are one of those 0.1.10 whatever percent of people that can function on alcohol properly, that you can have a happy, fulfilling and functioning life if you are regularly drinking alcohol. I thought I was. What did I do? 2 months no alcohol, February and March this year. I felt so much happier. My relationship with my family was better. I was more productive. I was probably nicer to be around. I wasn't hungover. I was sleeping better. I didn't have any anxiety. I wasn't waking up in the middle of the night to go toilet. I probably wasn't snoring as bad. Like, there are so many things that alcohol does to me, and probably to you, that is the buzz really worth the feeling, and is the flavor really worth the pain. Now, ultimately, I'm going to continue to drink from time to time. You know, I enjoy craft beer, but my relationship's changed dramatically. We had friends around for dinner on Sunday, and my friend, you know, was able to have 8 or 10 cans of beer, no stress. You know, I had 4, and then had some water and some sparkling mineral water. So it's important. I guess the last tip is to listen to your body. You know, ask yourself, do you need another drink? You know, is it going to make a difference? Like, I remember periods when I was at my worst where I'd finish all my drinks and I'd be like, just half a drink, and then I'll go to bed. And I'd pour myself 2 fingers of rum or scotch and scull it. And then I'd go to sleep. You are not alone. Especially coming out of COVID, especially if you're living in Australia, where alcohol is culturally part of our lives. So have a look at some of the resources. Be conscious of how much alcohol you're consuming, if you care. If not, if you're happy, you probably haven't watched to this point. I know my life will be better when I have a better relationship with alcohol. I think at some point I'll have a relationship where I don't drink alcohol at all. For now, I'm comfortable with the fact that I know I can have 6 or 8 standard drinks once or twice a week, and I'm comfortable with that. Sorry for another long video. I know there's a few of you out there that are struggling with the long videos, but this week was important to be able to tell the stories and to share some of my journey. If you're struggling with anything at all, I know everyone says it, and I used to think, oh yeah, reach out. There's plenty of people out there you can talk to. There's plenty of resources that you can look at. Even if you don't want to talk to someone, go find some books or some audio books, or watch some videos on YouTube about things. There's, you know, a lot of the time, getting from A to what feels like Z is actually getting from A to B, and most of the time all it takes is a technique or a trick that someone else has been through. And if you can get that trick or technique and use it for yourself, you might find that getting from A to Z is not so hard. Be kind to each other. I know I say that, I mean it. Hopefully you guys have been using the hashtag nice and kind this month just to share any kindness that you've been doing. You have permission this month to gloat about your kindness. If you're enjoying the content, I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel. If you don't, that's fine too. And please feel free to share these videos with anyone that you think that might benefit from them. You know, if one person can change their relationship with alcohol because of this and feel confident they can go out and not drink, that would make me really happy. Take care, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll chat to you on Monday.